So that's why I always felt like and preached that financial stability and just financial literacy for yourself, paying off all that loan, paying off that debt, right? So I focused all my money from Google, from Airbnb, from another place I was also consulting in to pay off all that loan. Fortunately for me, the way you get compensated from a tech company is that you get paid stock, you get paid a bonus, you get paid salary. Because I believe so much in Google's equity, I never sold it. I always allowed it to appreciate. And then I used the money from my base salary, as well as from my bonus from Google to just basically pay off all that loan, because I knew that with inflation, with the way the world works, the way the money works, is that it always depreciates every year, right? It's worth like 3% less every year because of inflation, because of whatever it may be. So I always took the time to use that money being generated from my W-2 income to just pay off any loan, any debt, whatever it may be. And that was how I kind of approached everything. And then when I would get paid from Airbnb every 2 weeks, I'd use that same money to pay off any loan, any debt that I may have. And then the other company I was also consulting in, I used that money to pay off all the loan, any debt, whatever is associated with, right? I know it kind of sounds a bit crazy, like, dang, how do you work 3 jobs, right? But for me, I was very fortunate. I really honed on focusing on remote jobs, because the remote jobs allowed me to have several meetings at the same time. And they also allowed me to just kind of allocate all my resources to different time frames, right? Being in an office is kind of like when you kind of get screwed over, where like, all right, well, someone's gonna be watching you 24/7. You can't really have multiple streams of income. So when I was working at Google, Airbnb, in my other consulting role, everything was fully remote. So really try and hone in on finding remote roles. I know it's a little bit harder now, but finding those remote roles will really help you kind of have multiple streams of income, right? And another thing about paying off your debt, what I really kind of like focused on was like with student loans, with the car, is that I focused like on something called the debt snowball effect, right? So many times we're taught to like, oh, you should just attack the debt with the highest amount of interest. I think for UCLA loan interest rate was like around 7%, and then the car was around 3% interest rate, right? And you need to realize that it accumulates over time. The interest just compounds. It's not going to go away. So for me, the lowest fruit pick, or the lowest loan to pick, was from school, right? UCLA, right? So I really tried like paying off all that UCLA loan, because that was around what, 120,000. And then I just attacked it. Like each year you have a different loan being taken out for school, right? So your first year, second year, third year, fourth year, right? If you're basically taking out loans, you're gonna have different loans for each year, because 1, the interest rate will go up. 2, that each year the tuition fee for your school is different every year. So you just need to attack the smallest loan first, right? So the one I attacked first was the loan from my freshman year, and then my sophomore year, and then my junior year, then my senior year. And then I started attacking the loans from my car and from business school. So really look at the smallest loan and then just attack that loan first, right? Pay off that loan first. Don't try and invest in the market. Like pay off the debt, because the debt you have from school, from your assets or your car, whatever it may be, that is debt that is of high risk, right? If you were to invest like in the stock market, like in the S&P 500, you guarantee around 8 to 10% every year, right? But that debt you may have may be going at 8% every year, and that's not going to change, right?